educators, psychology students, developmental researchers, and parents. What does a child's understanding of beliefs have to do with learning science? As it turns out, everything. In this video, we explore how kids' ability to grasp other people's thoughts, something called theory of mind, can shape their success in science experiments. Based on a groundbreaking study by Perry D. Klein, we'll break down how social thinking becomes scientific thinking. Theory of mind, or TOM, is the ability to understand that other people have beliefs, desires, and knowledge different from your own. It's what lets a child say, "She thinks the ball is in the box, but I know it's actually under the bed." But Perry Klein asked, what if this ability to think about beliefs also helps kids do better in science? Theory of mind, or TOM, is the ability to understand that other people have beliefs, desires, and knowledge different from your own. It's what lets a child say, "She thinks the ball is in the box, but I know it's actually under the bed." But Perry Klein asked, what if this ability to think about beliefs also helps kids do better in science? Klein studied 72 children in grades 1, 3, and 5. He gave them two types of tasks: theory of mind challenges, like predicting what someone else believes, and science experiments, like pendulums and ramps, where they had to plan, test, and explain what caused an effect. Then he looked for patterns. Were the kids who understood beliefs better at doing science? Klein wanted to see if there was a connection between scientific reasoning and understanding beliefs. He found that children who were better at understanding others' beliefs were also better at planning and conducting science experiments. This suggests that theory of mind might play a role in how children approach scientific problems. Klein examined 4 parts of scientific reasoning: planning, could they design a controlled experiment? Conducting, could they carry it out properly? Inferring, could they draw correct conclusions? Justifying, could they explain why their conclusions made sense? He also assessed how kids understood causal beliefs like A caused B, and non-causal patterns, where A and B happen together but maybe by chance. In the lab, students tested things like, how does the length of a pendulum affect its speed? And how does the angle of a ramp affect how far a marble jumps? And in theory of mind tasks, they had to predict how a doll would react to false information, judge whether a belief was justified by evidence, and distinguish between evidence that proves something and evidence that doesn't. Klein's research revealed some fascinating insights. He found that children with a well-developed theory of mind were not only better at designing experiments, but also more adept at interpreting results. This has huge implications for how we teach science, suggesting that fostering theory of mind skills can enhance scientific reasoning and critical thinking. Here's what Klein discovered. Children with a strong theory of mind, especially those who could understand how and why beliefs are formed, were better at designing fair experiments, more likely to change their beliefs based on new evidence, and more skilled at explaining their reasoning. And interestingly, even first graders sometimes ran better experiments than they could explain. Action came before awareness, a reminder that kids' capabilities often outpace their ability to talk about them. One of the most powerful findings? Kids who could talk about why someone might believe something, and whether that belief was based on good evidence, were the most skilled at justifying their own scientific conclusions. In other words, social reasoning, thinking about beliefs, help them build better scientific arguments. So what does this mean for classrooms? Teachers should encourage kids to talk about their thinking. Use questions like, what do you think someone else might believe? Or, what would convince you that's true? Teach science as argument from evidence, not just facts. And remember, even young children can start thinking this way with the right guidance. The big idea? Understanding beliefs, even in a doll, helps kids understand science. Theory of mind isn't just social, it's scientific. When kids learn how beliefs form and change, they're learning how science itself works.